Hello, this is Coach Brian Parana, and in this audio, I want to share with you a little bit of a client testimonial, someone that I've been working with for a number of weeks. It's been a couple months now that we have worked with Chris, and in the time frame that we have worked with him, he came to me as a busy business professional with a successful company, and he needed help with support, accountability, and changing his body. And so that's what we've been working on, looking at how do we educate him around exercise, educate him around nutrition, and get him to take better actions and make better decisions that ultimately lead to the body that he wants and the energy he needs to not only fuel his physical transformation, but also fuel his lifestyle around what he likes to do outside of just exercise and working, and then fuel his business so that he shows up focused, ready, willing, and able to commit to doing a really great job in serving the people that he serves as well. So in this recording, you'll hear Chris and I go over kind of a recap of where we have been, what's been going on, and how we've been implementing on different strategies in his world and what our coaching has been together. So I wanted to share this with you as an example of how I coach and what the positive benefits can be if you too decide to work with me. Hope you enjoy it. And running today. Happy to have you.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So how's we got this 2 weeks more programming. How did that stuff work for you?
It worked. It worked great. Per usual. Good variety. Definitely kicked my ass. Some days more than others, but I'd say pretty consistently every day. Felt like I got in a good workout. Felt good afterwards. But yeah, there's some days a little sore, a little more sore than others, but otherwise all was good.
Yeah, we want to rotate that soreness.
Yeah.
So
I will say you do a pretty good job of planning in that sense where, I wake up one morning, I'm like, oh shit, I am, my arms are dead right now. And it's like, I hope I don't have anything involving my arms for the next 3 or 4 days because these suckers aren't moving. And then I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's why he makes the big bucks, because he programmed it out so that that I'm not using these things.
Yeah, there's no excuse.
Mhm.
Awesome. What are some of the things that you're learning, observing in the last many weeks?
I mean, just I guess in terms of like I feel like this is something that I keep coming back to, but I'm definitely learning that simplicity doesn't necessarily mean an easy workout or a lack of muscle growth, or however you want to put it. Because it really is half the time the workouts that I look at and I'm like, oh, wow, today's nice and easy. I just have 2 exercises I've got to do. Yeah, no problem. Those tend to be the toughest ones where I'm like, oh yeah, but those 2 exercises involve, a few dozen pull-ups and, whatever. So yeah, I think simplicity, you've definitely changed my mindset on, that you don't need to go in and do 10 exercises and, 3 sets of 10 different things and, spend an hour in the gym. But simplicity is sometimes even better.
Yep. Good. What were what has been kind of like a favorite one or recurring one or movement that you enjoy more than the others?
I think let's put that into 2 categories. The ones that I don't necessarily enjoy, but I enjoy the outcome. I would say are pull-ups. Like there have been some days where it really feels like lifting my arms above elbow height is gonna kill me, but that feels good to me to know that I'm making progress and I'm working out like with pull-ups, it feels very like I'm working out multiple muscles, and it's not just focused on necessarily one area. I'm feeling it feels like I'm doing a lot with just a simple motion. I wouldn't necessarily say that they're my favorite to do though, but I like the results. I've been liking the different variations of like squat exercises, just because for the longest time I've always just done your standard squat, and sort of the variations. I'm seeing that there are a lot of different muscles that I've been missing out on by not throwing some variety in there.
Okay. Cool. Have you had like a favorite workout? One that you're like, ooh, that one.
I like, I guess sort of consistently I've liked the ones where it's like if you send me something like do 100 of these, 90 of these, 8 of these, I usually break it down into a few different sets. So whether it's like, all right, I'm going to do 10 sets, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, but like those ones, I like I guess I sort of like the
ladder
layout. Yeah, exactly. Because by the end, normally by the end of a workout, I'm just like, I cannot do anything else. But by the end, I'm just slowly tapering off. So I'm even finding that by the end, doing one pull up or one squat or whatever, it's like, oh, maybe I'll throw a little extra weight on, or take a little resistance off on the pull up assist. So I tend to like those ones because I feel like mentally it just sort of works well with me being like, all right, I got the hardest part out of the way. Now I do this set. Now I got the second hardest part out of the way.
Yeah.
And so
like the 10 to 1 ones, like as soon as you get past 5, you are minutes of being done. It's like it accelerates quickly. That's 10, 9, 8, you're just like in the thick of it, but you're obviously fresh. So okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Strength. What's
I'm
happening
feeling
there?
strong. I'm definitely noticing, I usually will just copy and paste the day's workout that you send to me into my notes app, and then track at how I'm doing it, or how many pounds I'm using for different exercises. And last week I went back and looked at I think I was trying to figure out, all right, what am I going to do for bench? And I went back and looked at one of the earlier ones, and then I went back a few weeks before that, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, you kind of forget that these small increments, adding a little bit of weight on over time really does add up. So I'm definitely, I'm noticing that I'm stronger, but, looking back from, not just week to week, but looking back several weeks where, what I was doing on the bench a few weeks ago compared to now, I was like, oh yeah, that's why I'm feeling stronger.
Right. Fabulous. That's one thing I always, when I was like literally in the gym working with people, I'm like, oh, we haven't done bench in a while. Let's do bench, right? Let's look back up. We're going to put this much on the bar. All right. And we got to add 5 more pounds because you can easily do it. So, and we hadn't done bench for like 2-3 weeks or something. So, it was like always like that. So, all right. The body. How's the body reacting?
Good. I mean, like I said, there's some days where I'll feel more sore than others, but
visually.
In general, visually, I'm definitely noticing, like I don't know if toned is necessarily the right word, but I'm seeing the muscles sort of popping through, taking shape, a little more well-rounded than I've looked before, just because, again, normally I wasn't focused too much on the legs. I was focused more on like the cool muscles that you show off at the beach.
Right.
And now it's feeling kind of like head to toe. Yeah,
Tickling
exactly. So now,
muscles.
yeah. So now I'm focused on, I guess it's a sign of my old age that now I'm focused on the ones that are more, usable and
Matter.
make me more well-rounded. Yeah, actually make a difference and will help 20 years from now and all that stuff. So.
Yeah. Time in the gym.
So I would say it obviously varies. Some days where it's, if I'm like struggling towards the end of a workout, I try and keep my rest times to the suggested ones. Occasionally I'll be like, all right, I need to take another minute just to kind of regroup so I can actually bang out the rest of these. But for the most part, yeah, somewhere between like 30 and 40 minutes, I'd say, which is good.
Okay. Motivation to get into the gym, to do the workouts.
That's been great. Great's a relative term. Obviously, in the mornings, it's still, there's still sort of that voice telling me to get back into bed. But thanks to some good advice I got, it's been a lot easier because I've been having to walk across the room to turn off the alarm, and in those 5 or 6 steps, I managed to convince myself that it's not worth getting back into bed, and I've got the fresh coffee that I don't want to go cold downstairs. So I definitely, I think part of it was, after Christmas and between New Year's, kind of recharging. I've definitely felt a little bit fresher the past few weeks, but I think also those things are major contributing factors.
Okay. Fabulous. Sounds like you're having a good time with this. Consistency over time. So we've been at it. This is our 19th call in the last 19 weeks, or however many weeks it is. I'm now. So let me scroll back here. I can find out very quickly. August 8th.
Yeah, so we're almost coming up on 6 months.
Yeah. Consistency over time. How's that been? Especially in the last 6 weeks.
I mean, kind of a overall view, I'd say this is by far the most consistent I've been ever in my life in terms of going to the gym and making it a priority, focus, and sort of not necessarily like taking weeks off or even just taking a couple of days off where I'm going to the gym but I'm just kind of half-assing it and just kind of going through the motions. This has been the most consistent I've ever been, and then especially in the past 6 weeks, it's been even better. I think just with the pre-planned exercises, knowing what I'm going to do without having to think about it, just opening up my phone and looking at what the day's workout is. That has made me even more consistent than previously. So
cool. Benefits outside of exercise from being consistent with your exercise.
I mean, I'd say just overall, I would say energy levels, which I think, the nutrition plays into that too. But I've just felt, I don't get as much of the, kind of dragging in the middle of the day. I'm drinking less coffee than I normally, before coffee was sort of just like,
coffee is king.
Yeah, that was there.
Mandatory.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm getting to the point, before it felt like my day revolved around, all right, at this time I'm going to have a cup of coffee to make sure that I'm, energized and on the ball. And now I'm at the point where, I'll have coffee in the morning, and then sometimes there's days where I go throughout the day and it's like, oh shit, I used to have, 2 or 3 cups of coffee, throughout the day in this time. And now I didn't even realize that I haven't had another cup of coffee since I've woken up, just because I don't need it. So it's almost, before it was like a necessity, and it was like, I had my, I almost had it like in my calendar where it would be like, all right, 11, got to go grab a coffee. All right, at this time, yeah, better, and now it's just sort of like, oh shit, normally I would have had two more cups by now, and I haven't even thought about it because I'm feeling good. So I'd say that's energy levels, and just sort of, motivation is definitely one of the biggest things that I've noticed.
Fabulous. Good. Are there other tangible benefits in business, personal life?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I think science has proven that just sort of, taking care of the body and exercising improves your mood and all of that. And I think I've definitely noticed that, just sort of, much easier for me to get to sleep at night, get a good night's sleep. It's becoming easier for me to wake up in the morning, which, talk to me 10 years ago, and I would have told you like any time before noon is not a good time to get anything done. And now it's helped me feel like I'm in a more consistent routine throughout my life, in terms of waking up, going to bed, just sort of my mood, how I'm feeling. So I think that sort of all carries over into, relationships and work and all that stuff. So.
Awesome. Well done, man. Well done. Consistency over time. Works so well. Being held accountable helps there too.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be the first to tell you that consistency isn't necessarily my strong suit in general. It's, I'm sort of, Carrie always gives me shit about like how unorganized I am, and how she's like, oh, we have this, here's the stuff we need to get done around the house this week. And it's like, oh, to get me on a schedule, that's, good luck. A routine is usually not my strong suit. And I'll tell you, I owe you for that, because I've gotten a lot better with that, and sort of the managing that consistency. So it's definitely working.
Great, fabulous. We challenge you with getting the phone away from you overnight, and in the evening time, purposely getting it across the room, and you're still doing it. That's something that you can continue doing.
Yeah, I think so. I think I've tried to, I'd say especially in the past month or so, I've tried to be a little bit more mindful and present, and sort of, with how busy work can be, trying to sort of put, like, how hard it can be, where sometimes it feels like you're always on, and you've always got stuff to do, always got stuff that's not your typical 9 to 5 where you clock out at 5 and you're not going to think about work until 9 the next morning.
That doesn't happen for me.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things where I've been trying to be a little bit more mindful of, I need to take, when I'm not at work, I can, if I get emails, I can respond to them, but I don't need to be glued to my phone. And so I think I'm trying to make that a priority, especially, I'm not a huge New Year's resolution guy, but I'm trying to do sort of like, new year, let's get some new habits, now that I know that I can do things consistently and actually follow through, trying to add a few more things in there. So I think that the phone thing is one thing that I'm really trying to, stop mindlessly scrolling through social media, or, just looking at, stupid shit on the internet that is just kind of burning a hole in my brain. So I think that's one thing that I really want to continue making a priority, is staying off the phone, especially before bed, kind of keeping the phone away from me, so that I don't, I'm about to go to sleep. Oh, an urgent email just came in and popped up on my screen, and now I'm going to think about that while I try and fall asleep.
And fight or flight mode.
Exactly.
Oh, I got to deal with this right now. I'm
yeah,
get ready
or
to go to bed.
All right, I know I don't have to deal with this right now, but let me spend the next 3 hours just thinking about how I will deal with this tomorrow, and then get a shitty night's sleep, and then wake up, and then half-ass my workout. Yeah, so I've already started to notice, I think that goes hand in hand with the exercises, staying off my phone. I'm getting a better night's sleep. I'm going to bed, earlier and more consistently.
Nice. One thing I did was muted a lot of notifications that I used to have on. I'll still get them to my watch at select times, but I've been muting that a lot more too, so I don't get disrupted. And so like text messages, like they used to always be on the lock screen, like everything was on the lockout screen, and I turned off the text message on lockout screen, and that's really decreased urgency around replying back to you or anyone else, because anything that we are doing together isn't life or death, and I can get back to it. If it's 15 minutes later or 30 minutes later, it's not going to matter. I don't have to answer it right now and interrupt whatever it is that I'm doing in my life, which makes a big difference, because it keeps me in a little more organized and flow, and more respectful for what's happening in my environment, rather than just being constantly disrupted and distracted because someone sent me a text or sent me a picture of food. It's not that important. There's importance to it, but not instantaneous. It's important.
Yeah.
So if one of your buildings is on fire, then you need to deal with that. But
exactly. But half the time, or not even half the time, 99% of the time, it's something that's like, did you really need to text this to me at 10 p.m.? Why couldn't this wait until the morning, or wait until any other time? It's that problem of, you must get it too, with you don't have a business line where it's like, oh, I'll just check my voicemails in the morning, on this business line that's at my office, away from me. It's always in your hand, always in your pocket.
Right. And that's the other thing, is like you're taking on other people's issues, wants, needs, desires, because there are insecurities around, I better text this to Chris because XYZ, or he's my boss, or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so then you wear that urgency to reply back, and it's not effective. So, all right, cool.
I used to think it was important to be 24/7 and whenever just respond as quick as possible, because it shows that I'm there, and I can. It's like that only makes it worse, because then they assume that you're going to respond 24/7, so you'll never get any time off. So setting that boundary has been very helpful for me.
Right. Nutrition.
Nutrition has been
especially since we're so we're over 2 weeks out of holiday type stuff.
Yeah, I've been great since the new year. Like I said, I sort of had between Christmas and New Year's, sort of put the nutrition. Not to say that I was just eating an entire cake by myself, or eating an entire tray of lasagna or anything like that, but I definitely put my focus on nutrition on the back burner a bit during that time. Just kind of relaxed and hung out and pigged out on some days and whatnot. But since then, just right back at it, which also I think sort of speaks to the consistency that you've sort of ingrained in my brain, where it wasn't like, okay, now I got to try and get back on the wagon, and it's going to be a slow process trying to get back into it. It was just like, all right, now I'm focused back on my nutrition again, and it was just it's like riding a bike, just got right back on it, and I've been doing great with it since. I've definitely been doing some meal planning and just kind of prep for the week, so that I know, all right, instead of if I go to the gym and then I want to have eggs and some toast or whatever in the morning, kind of having some stuff pre-planned and ready to go so that I can just make it. It takes me 5 minutes, and then I'm out the door, and
Nice.
not having to be like, all right, well, this is the quickest thing I can grab, and maybe it's not the healthiest, but I'll make up for it later. So I've been trying to focus on, I guess, sort of efficiency.
Okay.
And that's been my biggest thing now, is just trying to be more efficient and having more, quick options ready to go, and kind of think about it even less than I have been. So, but otherwise, yeah, consistent throughout since New Year's.
It's obviously giving you energy. With that, the attention to detail in the nutrition, do we need to crank that up some notches, get back to tracking, get some numbers going there? Or are you steady as you go right now, that your effort, the input from the nutrition is delivering the outcome that you want physically, visibly?
Yeah, I would say I think for right now I'm okay with where I am. I think probably, I normally, like, if I really started honing in on the nutrition and really wanted to just get completely toned and really just lean, it doesn't usually take me too long, just because I'm kind of skinny guy anyways. I was sort of blessed with that genetically, where it's not like I've got a big pot belly I need to get rid of.
Yeah, the thing would be is what you're doing now is going to show up in June on that beach vacation or whatever. And so is the importance of dialing it in more to get more protein, get more carbs, to fuel the body to build muscle. Is that of concern now, and we need to turn our focus there so that the outcome is seen when it needs to be revealed, i.e. shirt.
Yeah, I guess that would be my question for you, because obviously I want that, part of the goal is to, be able to go to the beach and be like, hell yeah, I look awesome. All this stuff has, paid off, all that hard work. So I don't know if you tell me, is it something that we need to be working on now for six months? That's what I was sort of alluding to, was the fact that, in general, when I tend to focus on, kind of trimming down or getting a little bit leaner, or, in the past, it's always been a little bit of a, all right, if I can just really dial this in for a month or so, then, I'll see the result, after that. But if you think it's something that we should start focusing on now, then, by all means, you haven't steered me wrong so far. So,
to get the visible presence, that will be more. Sure, we can, say May, you cut some calories and stuff, and you'll tighten up. But to add 5 pounds, 6 pounds of noticeable muscle on the body frame and have the physique look different, we would want to pay more attention.
Okay.
So, and we'd want to do that now, because you're getting the input from the exercise is definitely there, and you're seeing that. But to get, say, there's 5 extra pounds of muscle added onto the body, that's not going to come in May. It just won't. So it'd be easier to do it now in the next 2 to 3 months of effort, and then you can get a little more relaxed toward June, because it's cold out, so it doesn't matter about that. Okay. All right. Then what I can do is we'll probably start tracking again and reassessing what your needs are, and planning to put on a few pounds of lean body mass. So we'll be doing that through eating food and obviously continuing the 2-week programming that we've been doing as well. Cool. So we can get some more specifics on that as well of what you need to do.
Cool.
All right. Other than that, you are a rock star.
Hey, the rock star can only do it with the help of the band. So I appreciate I appreciate you sending over the exercise. It really has it's like a night and day difference, and it kind of like annoys me that it took me so long to get to this point, because it's like,
where's
you
Brian
know,
been?
yeah, if only I had known that if I just had some variety and some pre-planned exercises that I had to go to, that you know, who knows, I might look like The Rock right now, you know, but it's no, it really it's been a major help just having you kind of send over these exercises, you know, plan this stuff out for me so that it's one less thing I have to think about, and can help me. Like I said, I don't think I've ever been this consistent in my entire life with with exercise like this. So it's awesome.
That's fabulous. I would watch The Rock's Titan Games on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
I found that guy is a large male. He is just an absolute monster.
I always
no way around that.
I follow him on Instagram, so I always see his posts of like him, and it's like, there's no way that can be real weights, right? Not that. How many? Oh my God, that's like 500 pounds he's squatting. What the hell? Like he's a sicko, but
Dwayne, he's the man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Then we got kind of obviously the review stuff done and checking in. So well done there. I'm glad that everything is smooth, on pace, and exceeding expectations. Then we will assess nutrition and give you some more programming as well. So
Sweet.
with the nutrition, we want to get back into the tracking. All right, being intentional about that. I want you to send over the next 3 days worth of maybe to include today. It depends on how ready you are to get started today, but definitely tomorrow. For 3 days worth of tracking, send me a screenshot of the nutrients like we had done, and then I can assess kind of what your current nutrition is, and then by Monday or so, then we will give you a new plan of attack with that.
Cool.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Text that over, and I can go back and forth here the next few days. So
sounds good.
Other than that, rocking on, man. That's all I need from you today. Well done.
Awesome. Thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll keep on rolling. And the last up, how's the carry meter?
It's, you know, she's a tough crowd because she doesn't want to notice too often, because then it just goes straight to my head. So, but she's without a doubt noticing the fruits of my labor. So, yeah, it's at the point where she's like, damn, this was the best gift that I ever got you, huh? And I was like, yeah, definitely up there. It's, you know, next year is going to be tough to top. So.
Oh, we're flying Brian out for a week of training.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, cool, man. I'm good on my end. Do you have questions or anything?
No, I'm good.
Awesome. Wonderful, Chris. Keep it up. I'll send me the screenshot here in the next 3 days or so, and we'll keep marching forward and plan to be very pleased with your efforts come June. When beach vacation rolls around for you. So
awesome. That sounds great. Thanks a lot, Brian. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, take care. You too.
Bye.